Good morning, 50 plus. Thank you for being here. And I'm so sorry I'm like a minute late. I was trying to get stuff situated. How are you on this morning? I had so much fun in your live stream last night, 50 plus. I had so much fun. It was such a good time. If y'all wasn't in 50 plus live stream last night, y'all missed out on a good jam session. We was catching up on all the old school shows. Let me get in here. I'm sorry, I was trying to straighten up around my house before I actually started. And I wanted to do it early because I got another review that I'm working on. Now that I'm off on the weekends, I'm trying to load up my channel with my content for the week pretty much because it's when I have the most time. So I'm on my phone right now, but I'm about to plug in on my PC as soon as I get out of this garage. But yeah, you are welcome, 50. That was such a good live. You had a lot of good people. I'm sure it was probably a lot more people before I came in, but I had fun. Did everything work out with you going to get your daughter and everything last night? My StreamYard comments are lagged, so when I get in there, I can pull them up on my tablet so I can see. I know you said the temperatures was extremely cold, so I was concerned when you were going out because it was late and it was cold. Okay, good, good, good. That's good. Did they enjoy the concert? Hey, commentary with Latu. Can y'all hear me okay? I'm trying to call myself getting a early start. I just got up a little bit ago. Y'all hear me walking. I'm going in here with my computer now. I had to put me some grits on, make me some coffee, and I put some sausage patties in the oven. Because when I get off of this live stream, y'all, I'm going to have me some breakfast. I might even still be on the live stream. Who knows? But thank you, gentlemen, for being here with me. Let me come in here to this computer so I can come in the right way and mute these playlists that I have running. Well, not mute them, but pause them. I'll resume them when I get off this live stream. I don't want that to cause me to buffer. Be just a second, y'all. How's everybody Saturday going so far? Oh, please come on and pause this video. Okay, there it is. Hang on, guys. I got some great topics that I want to discuss. Okay. I'm just coming in on my computer, y'all. So bear with me so I can see y'all's comments. Hey, Primping and Easy. Oh, it's a lot of you that came in. Chuck food reviews and more. Thank you so much for coming in, y'all. Let me mute this on the phone. Okay, can y'all hear me now? My apologies, y'all. I apologize for the technical difficulties, y'all. I promise you I'm going to get it together. Good morning, Primping Ain't Easy TV. Good morning, Chuck Food Reviews and more. Good morning, Flyers Kid TV show. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you. And I do apologize for my technical difficulties this morning, y'all. I don't know. I'm not the most savviest here. I was trying to get it off of my phone and on to the computer, and I kept muting the wrong one. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Okay, I'm back, y'all. My bad. Now I can see y'all's comments. So everybody, Saturday is good so far? Opening up my blinds. It is still first thing in the morning. It's like 11 o'clock a.m. here where I'm at in South Carolina. Got my coffee. Got my little notes. Y'all, this is just pretty much an open topic, open commentary. Hey, Green Organic Love. Thank you so much for being here and welcome to the live stream. Y'all, I just wanted to kind of recap on all this week's trending topics. Have y'all been seeing the headlines and latest carrying ons? I had to write down some notes because there's so much going on in the local media. Well, not necessarily the local media, but in the media in general. And the couple topics that I wanted to discuss and just kind of have open dialogue about, and I want y'all to feel comfortable and feel free to join in the conversation. Again, let me just start this off the right way because I had some technical difficulties. I am Pandi of Pandi's Hair Candy and More. If this is your first time jumping in on one of my live streams, welcome and thank you so much for being here. You could have been anywhere else, but I thank you for joining in this conversation. This morning, I'm just having a laid back, open commentary session. Pretty much want to discuss some of the trending topics, and let me give you all what those topics will be, and we can pretty much just get into some things from there. Okay? The first one that I wanted to go over, well, I'm going to just list all the topics, and then y'all, we can run with it from there. There's no real rhyme or reason. We just talking. Okay? So they all pretty much, for the most part, are dealing with entertainment news, which is why I will be posting the fair use disclaimer in my description box. Thank you for that commentary. I like that. Blow dry on the like button. Yeah, because this is a hair channel. Hey, Satin. Good morning and welcome to the live stream. I want to talk about, have you all been seeing the trending headlines with Wendy Williams? I want to talk about that. I also want to cover the Jussie Smollett headlines. Okay. I also want to talk about the Harvey Weinstein trial. And then I also want to talk about the coronavirus. So those are 4 topics that are pretty much open for discussion. And yeah, we can pretty much get into some things from there. Now, with Wendy Williams, I don't know if any of y'all are familiar. Hey, good morning, Tony Fresh. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys stopping in and supporting your girl. I really do. Let me see what you got talking about, Satin. Greetings, Pandi, and everybody. Hope everyone is well. Oh, is well. As for me, good. Just Valentine's out. We did a lot for the children. Not my children, children in the neighborhood, and then we stepped out. Thank you, Satin, for being here, and thank you for that lovely greeting. Hey, Angela Critters, welcome to the live stream. Thank you guys so much for being here. And if you haven't done so, please don't forget to smash that like button for me, or like my homie commentary with the two said, blow dry on that like button for your girl. I would appreciate it. This morning, we're just doing a recap on this week's trending topics. I have four topics in particular that I want to kind of touch on and get y'all's feedback on, and input on the conversation, and just see what y'all's thoughts are, if you have any thoughts on them. And if there are any other topics that you all would care to discuss, feel free to drop them in the chat. This is an open chat, so we're just talking. The four topics that I have decided to kind of use as an icebreaker and to get the conversation going is, we are going to be discussing Wendy Williams, Harvey Weinstein, Jussie Smollett, and of course the coronavirus, because it is affecting us. It's making its way. It's having impact here in the U.S., and we just need to really keep ourselves abreast and aware of the changes and things of that nature concerning that virus. So, I want to get into Wendy Williams, y'all, and just see what y'all's thoughts are. I'm not sure if you guys have had an opportunity to follow this story. And it, again, if you guys are not connected with one another in the chat, feel free to definitely reach out in the chat. Of course, do it the right way according to the YouTube policies and guidelines. Hit them up in the chat, highlight them, add them, hit them up with one or two emojis, and you all know the rest. Get over to their platform, check out a short video, leave a genuine comment, I'm sorry, and make the magic happen, okay? All right, cool. So, Wendy Williams. We all know Wendy Williams is a TV show host. She got her start on the radio. She has since blown up to this mega TV personality. She has her show, and we all know that she dishes everyone's business in the celebrity world on her show. It has made her a common national household name. We know this about Wendy. Wendy has been in controversy lately with her open fallout with her husband, their tumultuous divorce, the fact that he had an outside child. I mean, when we think of the word controversy, we should think Wendy Williams. Now, I do like Wendy. I don't like the fact that she's always in people's business, so much so that it tends to oftentimes get backlash. But, I respect her hustle and I respect her game. So, in that regard, I do like Wendy. I don't particularly care for all of the topics that she covers and how she comes at people, but at the end of the day, I respect her craft. So, getting into Wendy Williams, y'all. Wendy is currently being blasted on social media as well as multiple news media outlets for her recent airing on her show. I want to say it was yesterday, or it may have been the day before yesterday, but she's being blasted due to her Galentine's Day recommendation. Yes, Galentine's with a GAL for gal, women. Okay. She had made a recommendation on her show during her Hot Topics portion of the show that women get out, single women who didn't have a boo or whatever, get out and celebrate Valentine's Day. She then, in that same conversation, went on a rant against gay men. She began to talk about how she was tired of seeing people, or gay men, wearing women's clothes, cross-dressing, this, that, and the third. She went in. And she actually is now receiving backlash from the LGBTQ community, as the outburst sparked a lot of backlash. Now, I think that was kind of unwise on Wendy's part, because allegedly she has a large audience base that is of that community. So, and you can only imagine that that would offend a lot of those people. And let's face it, I respect all people. The LGBTQ community is a force to be reckoned with. So, I mean, exactly, Angela Critters. Her biggest fans are gay men. And yes, commentary with the two, that was a very ignorant, broad stroke of the paintbrush for her to just group all that together in that commentary. But she did. Now, has she since had to later come out with a formal apology? She claimed she got home to New York and she watched the replay of the airing of the show and she saw that, what she said could have been offensive and even viewed as homophobic. Have you all had an opportunity to see this mess play out? And if so, what are your thoughts? Talk to your girl. Because I have been tripping off this whole fiasco, to be honest with you. And I wanted to talk about it in my Let's Recap series. What y'all think? What y'all thoughts? As I sip my coffee. Mm-hmm. Green Organic is like, wow. Angela Critter says her ex is a dog. Mm, yeah, it's pretty interesting that ex of hers. Allegedly. We're going to use the word allegedly this morning, guys. That's going to be the key word of the day. Angela Critter says she seems a bit unstable these days to me. I would have to agree with you there. Like I said, I like Wendy in a sense that she has definitely made a name for herself. 50 plus says I don't watch her. I don't really particularly watch her either. Um, I catch her sometimes, and a lot of times if I see that she's, covering something that is trending or something or someone that piques my interest, and I will take a look at the clip from the show, but I'm not just a Wendy fan that I'm going to sit down and watch her show religiously. Love that word. It is a safe word. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Allegedly. Say it with me, y'all. Allegedly. So yeah, Angela Critter says she seems a bit unstable to me these days. I have to agree. Um, what was that last year when she had the fallout? Like her eyes rolled up in her head and she literally collapsed on stage. She's been kind of struggling ever since then. She went away on a little hiatus for a while. Allegedly, she had something going on with her thyroid condition. I don't know. But I really wanted to talk about this latest fiasco with Wendy. Like, have you all saw it? I mean, did you guys get an opportunity to see it play out? It's been like trending on most local media platforms, especially social media. With the whole Galentine's Day thing. I'm just like, okay, look, we have these set holidays. Okay, some people choose to celebrate them, some people don't. But now here you are trying to rewrite history and change the whole narrative completely, allegedly, with this whole recommendation of a Galentine's Day. She got offended. The whole outburst, when I watched the clip from the show, the whole outburst started. He was doing her Hot Topics piece in the show like she does, okay? And she was talking about this whole Galentine's Day thing, how she was suggesting that women get out and grab their girlfriends and go out and basically splurge and, treat each other. And it was going to be this whole big thing. And when the audience, which does at a of a live TV show, they all began to clap, and she kind of was offended because the men in the audience were also clapping. But like someone in the chat said, her biggest audience is like gay men. Okay, she said she didn't know why they were clapping because this didn't have anything to do with them. In fact, she's tired of them, wearing our clothes and this, that, and the third. Like she really actually went in on them. And so, hey, good morning, Melanated Agenda. Thank you so much for being here. Melanated was in, she was in 50 plus jam session last night. So thank you so much for being here. We are just having an open conversation and an open chat discussing a few trending topics that have been saturating our social media platforms as well as our news media outlets. And the four topics I'll recap that I'm putting out there for us to discuss. And of course, this is an open chat. So if you guys have any input or comments to make, please feel free to do so. We're talking about right now Wendy Williams. and how the fact that she is currently being blasted right now on social media due to her Valentine's Day recommendations. Because, of course, during that hot topic session, she went on a rant and she kind of began to attack gay men as a whole. She then began to receive backlash from the LGBTQ community because the outburst, of course, sparked backlash. It is what it is. Okay? She later then came out with a formal apology talking about how she had an opportunity. Hey, Silky Sacks, welcome to the live stream. JJ and AJ Gaming Squad, good morning and welcome to my live stream. I appreciate you all so much for being here. If you have not had a chance to do so, please blow dry on that like button. Okay? Thank you. So, yeah, most people feel a certain way, the morning green pastures, about Wendy Williams. You know, you either rock with her or you don't. I'm not necessarily one to rock with her, but I do check her from time to time, especially when she makes the news like this, just to kind of see what exactly took place so that I can, of course, come on and give my perspective and my commentary on what it is. And that's what I'm doing right now. So now she did come out. She gave her little formal apology. She said that she went home, she did watch the replay of the taping, and she do realize that it came off as homophobic and that that was not her intentions. What are our thoughts on that? Do we really feel like, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to keep it all the way 100. I feel like Wendy does realize that a large portion of her target audience is gay men, although I feel like she is a woman who does not particularly care for gay men who choose the to be the feminine gays. You know what I mean? You have different levels of gay men. Some are, not as effeminate, that you would look at them and you would never know they're gay. And then you have others that are more open and more fluid and more transparent with their truth. You know what I mean? And I feel like Wendy, in my opinion, and allegedly, keyword of the day, y'all, allegedly, say it with me now, allegedly, I feel like she is a bit bothered by those type of men. And the mere fact that she has all this drama going on with her husband, with her health, with the state of her show as a whole, I just feel like it kind of came out in that rant. Oh, hey, Green Pastures, Carter's Eve, welcome to the live stream. I didn't know that was your other channel, so welcome and thank you for being here. So yeah, you didn't know Green Pastures? Honey, Wendy Williams is currently being blasted right now on social media due to her Valentine's Day recommendations. Galentine's, like gal for woman, Galentine's Day. Okay, she basically was doing her portion on the show, her hot topic, when she, yes, commentary, please reiterate, allegedly. She she was recommending that all of the single ladies get together and celebrate Valentine's Day, okay? And she would have been all right if she would have had just left well enough alone at that point, allegedly, in my opinion, okay? But what she decided to do was incite the audience to kind of be behind her in her opinion. And when the men in the audience began to clap in the clip, she then began to go into a rant on the gay men. Okay. And she said she didn't understand why they were clapping. This had nothing to do with them. Matter of fact, can women just have something for themselves? She was tired of seeing them in their clothes and this, that, and the third. And she really went in. If y'all have an opportunity to check out the clip, check it out. Y'all, let's see what I'm talking about. Allegedly. Okay. So basically, she did that, and she began to receive severe backlash. And when you getting that smoke from the LGBTQ community, honey, it's gonna be fire because they don't play. They stand up in numbers and they come hard. So they began to spark her with that backlash. And what did Wendy do? Wendy, shout out to Spill It Boy. She had to backpedal and pop. Okay, she had to back up on that. She had to later come out with a formal apology because many people deemed her rant as homophobic. Okay. And of course, she had to come out and clean that up. So, yeah, that was Wendy Williams in a nutshell, y'all. Let me see what y'all are talking about. Green Pastures, I love you, Pandi. Oh, I love you too. Allegedly, yes, commentary. Key word of the day. Thank you, JJ and AJ for hitting the bell. I appreciate it. Satin says, my take on it is when she used the word in capital letters, could I was done. That was no real apology because it was just all the way offensive. And everybody knows that, including Wendy. Yeah. Oh, yes, melanated. The back pedal and the pop, honey. She had the back pedal and pop because you already know the smoke was coming from that LGBTQ community that wasn't having it. And she really went in. I had heard little bits and pieces. And so I went to go actually watch the clip myself because I want to get an understanding before I come on and try to give commentary on a thing. I want to go and watch it myself. And she went in, okay? She really went in. She was not beating around the bush. She went in on them. And it could be taken as offensive. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nice at all. So yeah, I just wanted to share that and kind of see if you all have been following it, if you all have seen it, what your thoughts was. So I appreciate you guys giving me your feedback in this chat. I love to have open dialogue. I can be a bit animated. So I love the fact that you guys are here to balance me out and we can have this open dialogue. I'm loving it, okay? So yeah, that was pretty much it on Wendy Williams. Now I'm gonna move on to the next subject. And you all, if you need to go back to Wendy, feel free to do so. Like I said, this is not a structured chat. We're not in school. We are grown people just waking up on this Saturday, enjoying one another's company and conversation. Okay. So the next person that I wanted to discuss, again, fair use, honey. We are not releasing any copyrighted material or anything like that. I'm simply giving commentary based on my observations on what I've been seeing trending in news. Okay, and we are recapping it. So I want to talk about Jesse Smollett. Jesse Smollett is the actor from Empire. He has recently been back in the headlines. We all know that Jesse Smollett came out last year and made all of those tragic claims about being kidnapped, abducted, beat up with a noose around his neck. Everybody's, hearts were being pulled, everyone, every which way, because I mean, I don't know if y'all are like me, but I love Empire. Honey, that is one of my shows. I review that show. Okay, so when I saw his character, I just was like, oh my God, the story from the jump allegedly was very far-fetched. Okay, he was coming forward saying that he had been abducted, he had been beat, he was in Chicago in the dead of winter, it was freezing cold outside, he supposedly had allegedly went to Subway or something of that sort, and he was picked up by these two guys. They beat him up, they tied a noose around his neck, and they had MAGA hats on. Okay, so it was a very far-fetched story, allegedly. Okay, it was coming off as a publicity stunt, like you said, commentary. However, the Chicago Police Department had to do their job. They still had to investigate the story, right? And it was later established in that story last year that it was all a hoax. It was all a publicity stunt, allegedly, because Mr. Smollett was being rewritten out of the show. He was going to be getting less screen time, and it was a very bad publicity stunt, allegedly. Now, they had tried to charge him, they had tried to fine him for wasting the police department's funds for this whole crime. The two African brothers came out later saying that they were in on it, that Smollett had allegedly paid them to pretend to beat him up and this, that, and the third. It was a mess. And it kind of died down. Well, recently it has resurfaced, and the reason why I wanted to talk about it and get into it is because he has been back in the headlines this week. He has recently been indicted on 6 felony counts as a result of that false police reporting. Basically, it was allegedly a hate crime, and they are stating that it was a false police report, allegedly. Y'all know I'm sticking to my key word. Okay, because I'm very unbiased here. I don't one way or the other feel no type of way. However, I'm nosy like that, so I want to talk about it, and I want to talk about it with you all. So y'all feel free to join in this conversation and give me y'all's thoughts. What do we think? I mean, what is going on? Do you all still view Empire? Do you think it affects Empire as a whole, or is this just a separate blemish allegedly on the actor's, name? And how do we feel about the fact that he's now being indicted on these 6 felony counts? I mean, this is just nuts. When you really look at it, it's really nuts. Let me know. Let me know. Y'all talk to me. Let's chop it up. Melanated, you laughing at me? I'm just saying, you all know we thinking about it. We looking at it. We seeing it. So let's talk about it. What are our thoughts? Will you all still support the show? Do you watch the show? Have you been watching the latest season? How do we feel about him? Do we see him in a new light? Have we lost respect? What are your thoughts? Commentary says, in Empire, please fire that net. You know, I don't know. A lot of people tend to think controversy sells. And to a certain degree, I'm pretty sure it does. However, I just don't really want to believe that he would go through such extreme measures to create a buzz for himself. You know what I mean? I mean, dude, you was already that guy. You have a beautiful singing voice. You're a handsome young man. You're on a successful show. Okay, if you're getting less screen time, so be it. There are other avenues out there for you to keep your name popping in the streets. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know. Silky Sack says, I don't watch the show anymore. I think that was extreme too, Pandi. Right. It was just too extreme. It was too extreme. Commentary says, I don't trust actors, big or small. If you can move in and out of characters, it's almost like being a bit unstable. Facts. Facts, commentary. I agree with that 110%. Now, I mean, when I was first listening to the story play out last year, when it first came out, I was just like, what the H to the ELL? Like, are you confusing your role on the show with your real life? Allegedly. I'm like, what is going on here? Because, I mean, the story was so far fetched. I'm just like, my mind, I got questions, honey. I was like, well, why in the world is he walking out in the freezing cold? I mean, he got money. Can't he send people to go get him something to eat? Or can't they just, bring him some food? Why he out walking in Chicago in the shy? It's dangerous. So that right there threw up a red flag. The hairs on the back of my neck started to rise. I ain't gonna front. And just listening to the whole story, I was like, wow, this sounds pretty darn bizarre. And then when they had that surveillance tape with the two guys, it was just like, oh boy, you might be in hot water, dude. you know? And then when the two guys came forward and said that they were allegedly involved and that they had been paid, I was just like, ooh, this is a wrap. You may want to just give it up, buddy. Yes. Melanated says, HW. Who's HW? Oh, he picked the wrong city to do that. Big Brother has a big brother in downtown Chicago. Okay, meaning the surveillance cameras, I'm thinking. Whoever it be, I think it was kind of, I don't know. It just didn't make a lot of sense. It was kind of way out there from the jump. The story was just too wild. It was nuts. And I'm just like, Silky Sacks, it sounded very fishy from the beginning, right? So I'm so glad to know that it wasn't me, just me. I was like, come on, dog, I like you. I love his singing. The boy can sing his butt off. And then his sister, I cannot remember her first name, but she's another popular actress. I thought, oh my God, is this going to negatively affect her and her career? You know what I'm saying? And what about the actors that he works with on the show? Is this going to affect them? I don't know. I don't know. It's just too much. Commentary says, I know, right? It was not well planned out. It's hilarious. Yeah, it was disturbing. It was more so disturbing commentary because I'm like, do we need to get our brother some help? Is he okay? Like, do he need to like talk to someone? I don't know. Allegedly, that's what I was thinking though. Satin says, I hope her producer went in on Wendy as well. Norman is gay. Hope he has some words for Miss Wendy as well. Wow, you got a good point there, Satin. I'm pretty sure a lot of her staffers are of the community. You know what I mean? So I'm sure she offended many of people. And whether you agree with the lifestyle in the community or not, when you're a public figure like a Wendy Williams and you're sitting on national TV on that syndicated show, you have to be very careful with your words. You just cannot get up there and group all people into, your opinion and not be choosy with your words. You have to be so particular. And it is a form of censorship, I guess. But that is just what it is. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So yeah. Definitely check it out, Silky Sacks. Definitely check it out. I didn't watch the whole show because, I'm just not a Wendy fan like that. But I have been seeing and hearing the buzz on social media as well as even on the news. Now, I saw it on the news and I saw it on, what is one of them other shows called? I think it wasn't TMZ, but it was something like TMZ, almost like an Entertainment Tonight. But I was hearing about it so much I was like, let me go look at this clip and see what people are talking about. So yeah. And when I heard it myself, I thought this is gonna come back to bite you, Wendy. This is definitely gonna come back to bite you, allegedly. Now, overall, I respect Wendy Williams' hustle. I ain't gonna never take that back. Good afternoon, Just Bambi. My pecan tan sister. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. We are just chopping it up. Go ahead and make sure you blow dry on that like button. Oh my goodness. So yeah, you guys, so far we have covered Wendy Williams and her backlash because of her what some deemed as homophobic rant. We've talked about Jussie Smollett and his recent indictment on those 6 felony counts as a result of his allegedly false report of a hate crime. The next topic that I wanted to get into and just kind of see what y'all's thoughts are is Dwayne Wade. Have you all been seeing the trending headlines and the topics around Dwayne Wade's son? Okay. Dwayne Wade's son, Dwayne Wade, the famous basketball player, is married to Gabrielle Union, the beautiful Miss Gabrielle Union. His 12-year-old son has recently been very open and transparent with the fact that he want to come out as a gay young man, and he also wants to transition. Okay, um, Right now, Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union are receiving a lot of backlash because, as his parents, they are choosing to accept his decision. Now, the reason why they're receiving backlash is because many people disagree with the fact that at 12 years old, this young man has the wherewithal to make such an extreme decision over his life. And they feel like that allegedly, keyword of the day, y'all, don't shoot me, I'm just the messenger. They feel like Dwayne Wade is wrong in supporting his son in that decision. Have you all heard about this story? And if so, what are your thoughts? Jump into the chat and let me know. He's 12 years old, Green Pastures, 12 years old. Mm-hmm. Have I seen what happens at gay pride parades? No, I haven't. I haven't, commentary. I sure haven't. I thought, you know what? This is going to be a touchy situation because we all have opinions. Okay. Me, myself, I respect all people. Okay. It is not my position to judge anyone. I love people for who they are. Be that gay, straight, bi, transsexual, transgender, it doesn't matter. As long as you're respectful, I can rock with you. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel no type of ways. It's not my place to judge. I've always been taught judge, not lest thee be judged. Okay. So it is what it is. Read your above comment. Just Bambi. I'm in the community. I kudos him for coming out too young to transition. Okay, just Bambi has a very good point there. I hope that was the comment that I missed, just Bambi. That is a good point. Just Bambi says, I'm in the community and I kudos him for coming out too young to transition. And I have to kind of agree with that stand, just Bambi. I definitely think, I thought, oh my God, here it is, a black man who we all know that black men have kind of been painted in somewhat of a negative light with the way they um, portray themselves towards homosexuals or people that are in the LGBTQ community. So here we have this father who is raising his children. He has custody of the children, and he is allowing the son to be open and transparent in accepting, I don't know, his sexual identity, allegedly. And he is taking backlash for being that supportive father. I mean, in all actuality, when you look at it, you've got Magic Johnson, his son. Magic is very open and loving of his son. I mean, there's several celebrities, but the one in particular that I did want to talk about was Dwayne Wade. I didn't understand why he was receiving so much backlash. But when you put it into the regards, like just Bambi just said, kudos to him for supporting. I have to agree with that 100% because traditionally in the Black community, he would have been shunned. You know what I'm saying? He would have been kind of just like left off on the wayside, like, oh no, you gay, what? You know what I mean? And I'm just keeping it real. But for him to not have that stance and for him to actually love on his son in spite of, because it's not a bad thing. It's just the boys deciding to live in his truth. It will be no different than your son or my son coming and saying, hey, mama, this is me, this is my truth. And it is what it is. I cannot force you to be anything that you are not. Now, I do have to back it up a bit where it comes down to the point with saying, oh, what I support him transitioning. I kind of feel like, maybe that's too young. Maybe you support him and nurture him in his accepting the fact that he may be homosexual or, that he may want to walk in his truth and live in that community. However, at 12, is that really too young to be trying to make that decision? to go through a whole transition. I don't know. That's why I want to talk about it, y'all. Y'all know how it is. We need to talk about these things. We recapping. We talking about trending headlines, honey, and this was trending. So what are y'all's thoughts? Because I feel like, okay, at 12, you want to transition. You want to become a young lady. Well, what happens if, you know, puberty sets in? You're going to go through a lot of hormonal changes. Your mind is still growing. You are still being shaped and molded into whoever God has for you to be. And let's say you make 18, 19, or 20, and you have a change of heart, or you still feel like, you know what, I'm totally comfortable in the fact that I'm a young gay man. However, um, I think this may have been too drastic. Can that even be reversed? I don't know. And how dangerous is that? Those are the thoughts that were running through my mind. So I just wondered, you know what I mean? How is that going to work? I I definitely think that it's a good thing that Gabrielle and Dwayne are, supporting him in his decision. Unfortunately, he's probably going to go through a lot. Children can be cruel. However, I feel like in this day and time, and just talking with my daughters, who my youngest graduated from high school a few years back, maybe going on 3 years now. So the younger generation is definitely more forgiving now and more tolerant of accepting people for who they are and their choices and their lifestyles than they were when I was growing up and when I was in school back in the 80s. Okay. I'm just saying. So I don't know. I don't know, y'all. That's why I want to talk about it. What are y'all thoughts? Let me see what y'all saying. Silky Sack said, yes, you should love your children unconditionally. Satin says, my take on Jesse is that he needs to pay, put him right beside R. Kelly. I think the indictment are fair. Ooh, wee. Okay, commentary with the two says, Pandi, I meant to say Gabrielle took an 11-year-old to Pride. That's all I have a problem with. Oh, okay. That's what you were talking about. Melanated Agenda says, I will keep it PNC and commend the parents for being open about the subject instead of trying to hide it. Facts, Melanated. Because, with their amount of money, they could have definitely swept it up under the rug and we would have never knew about it. Let me see. Primpin' Ain't Easy said, love and support your children. That is so true, Primpin'. That's exactly what we're supposed to do. And I think that's what Dwayne Wade is doing. Now, why he is receiving all of the backlash, I think it's more along the lines of supporting the decision to transition. Like Green Pastor said, it's too soon. It's too soon for that. His mind is still developing. Just support and cultivate him at the young, tender age that he is right now, and be there as a support and guide him so that you can help guide him until he gets to a more mature age where he can, soundly and confidently make that decision if that is the decision that he ultimately ends up going with, allegedly. Y'all, that is my key word of the day. I'm going to keep on saying it because I don't want the smoke from none of these celebrities. I'm just giving my commentary, fair use. Okay. Hi, Simply Shaquita. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here. So, yeah. Oh my God. I love it that you guys are giving so much great feedback, and I appreciate it. Silky Sack says your brain doesn't stop developing until you're 25. That's why I feel wait. The transition will still be there. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a great point. Commentary says, but if he wants to go the route of transitioning, 11 is perfect because part of the process is taking puberty blockers. Oh, really? Hmm. Dang, I didn't know that. That's deep. That is deep. Green Pastor says, well, that's good because it was taboo to come out. But now it looks like the bully campaign has worked and folks are less judgmental. True, true. Folks, and in particularly children, children are way less judgmental. Let's tell you that. Um, Children are more open to accepting um, people in the LGBTQ community than a lot of adults, unfortunately. I've had that conversation with my daughter and her friends when they were still in high school about little children that I knew they went to school with, and I didn't know they were gay. But, just in talking with the kids, because you have to make the children comfortable so that they can talk to you. You want your children to be comfortable in talking with you and sharing things with you. And I learned a lot. Like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. And I mean, my thoughts and my interactions didn't change towards those children one bit. I still treated them with the same dignity and respect that I treated my own children and all the other neighborhood kids. It's a different age that we live in. So I thought it was interesting that, because they are deciding to support their child's decision, um, that he is receiving so much backlash. I get it that the part about the transitioning, not so much so about the part about him, wanting to identify, and being open about it, because that's got to be hard. Like just Bambi said, most people don't come out until they're way up in age. So the fact that he's comfortable in sharing it right now, I think that I definitely give kudos to them being supportive of that because that probably took a lot. That had to take a lot on him. And it probably was a huge burden lifted off of him once he was able to actually come out and share that. You know what I mean? So, yes, this has been absolutely wonderful, you guys. We have talked so far about Wendy Williams and her situation, Jesse Smollett, and I'm going to just touch on, I ain't going to spend too much time because it ain't that serious to me, but have y'all seen that Harvey Weinstein's trial is just now coming to a close? And honey, we ain't hardly seen nothing in the news. We ain't seen nothing in the news. We ain't been hearing that. You might see a little clip here and there of them assisting Harvey walking in or out of the courthouse, and he allegedly looked very cryptic. He is barely standing up straight. He's all hunched over, walking with that walker. Looked like he's half blind and half dead, allegedly. Now, I'm saying that to say this. When it was R. Kelly or Bill Cosby, honey, every media outlet was saturated with those images. I just find it very strange that his whole trial is now coming to a close, meaning this has been an ongoing case, yet we have yet to know any of the details that are going on. We barely see it. We don't even hear about it. When you do hear about it, it's little clips here and there. I think it's just crazy. It's crazy to me. So I just wanted to touch on that, see what y'all's thoughts was, because I be peeping it, and it ain't right. It ain't right at all. Okay? But he ain't getting that much of my time. We gonna move on. My last topic that I wanted to cover, y'all, and talk about with you guys was this coronavirus. You all, this is a serious thing. It's seeming to, I don't know. I don't even know where to start with this, but I am definitely keeping my eye on it. I noticed yesterday when I was getting ready for work, they were talking about the Diamond Princess cruise ship still being docked. I think outside of the coast of Japan, it's still under quarantine with all them people on that ship, that are possibly affected or infected with the coronavirus. I also heard them say something like, "Oh, thank you, green pastures. Thank you so much." I also heard them say that like 60,000 people have died as a result of this virus, with 14 of those cases being here in the US. Now, for those of you that know, some of you may not know, I'm from Seattle, Washington originally. I still have family and family ties in Seattle, Washington. One of those cases, one of the first cases where someone was actually hospitalized, was in Seattle, Washington, literally at the hospital where I bore all three of my children. Okay. So I'm watching this case closely because my father and his wife just recently came back from a 2-month trip to the Philippines. They thought they were going to run into quarantine issues when they came back, which was last week, but they didn't. Um, it's just, I don't know, you guys. There's so many like conspiracy theories out there about this being a bio warfare type of deal, allegedly. There was the scientist who tried to come out and warn of this virus getting out, and then he later dropped dead. So, I mean, are you all keeping your eyes on this thing? Are you all watching this and definitely keeping yourself aware? I also am a little nervous about it because I do work in the healthcare field. And so you just never know when people come in, where they've been, what their symptoms are. And it's just so much. It's so much that we just have to constantly keep our eyes on. What have y'all been seeing? What have you been hearing? What do you know? Do you have anything to share or add to this conversation in regards to the coronavirus? And again, this is going to be my last topic of the day on my catch up and recap series on this Saturday morning. What are y'all's thoughts? Hey, DJ Vibes, good afternoon, and thank you for being here. We had a good old time in 50 Plus live stream last night. 50 Plus was jamming last night, y'all. He was jamming. It was a good time. They're still on the ship. Yes, Green Pastures. These people are still on that ship. As of 3 hours ago, I checked before I went live. All of the people, all of the passengers on that cruise ship, the Diamond Princess, you all can fact check that, okay? They are still stranded on that cruise ship. It was docked outside of the coast of Japan, currently under quarantine. Now they are planning and anticipating on um, planes coming in and flying the people out, and those people are going to be getting flown into the U.S. Where at exactly? We don't know. So, I mean, the mere fact that they've been stranded on a ship like that in those closed, confined quarters, that has to be a hazard right there. Cross contamination like a mug. I'm just saying, allegedly, you know? The air is still air. They probably all have it now. That's my whole point, Green Masters. That is my whole point exactly. Exactly. And it's so little that we know. Let me tell you where they got me at. Where they got me at is when they started showing all these people that, all these new cases that have been popping up in the US. Hi, Nature Simplistic Beauty, and welcome to the live stream. Thank you so much for stopping in. Thank you for thumbsing up. I love what one of my moderators came up. Thank you all for blow drying on that like button. I love it. Thank you so much for blow drying on that like button. Um, the mere fact that we have been seeing all of these cases pop up in the United States and so many people actually dying from the virus abroad, it is really cause for alarm. It really is cause for alarm. Um, I just want to know what y'all's thoughts were on it. I see a lot of content creators covering this story, and that's great. I don't think that we can ever have too much knowledge and information on this topic. Okay. President Easy the two came up with that. We're gonna give him his props because we're gonna ride that till the wheel fall off. We're gonna blow dry all up and down on this button. Yes, ma'am. I love it. We're gonna blow dry that thing. Commentary said that's right. Oh my goodness, y'all. I'm so thankful to you guys being here with me on this morning. I had a wonderful time. As you can tell, I feel great. This has been a very relaxed um, recap and catch up on what's trending. I plan on doing these on Saturday mornings. Just recapping the local, well, not local, I keep wanting to say local, but recapping trending topics that are currently trending in the news and on social media platforms and different outlets like that, and giving you all my commentary, my perspective, my observation on the thing in my own animated and fun way. I like to chop it up with y'all. And I always, yes, always welcome you all's input and feedback. Um, I love it. In fact, we have a great dialogue. It's always going to be a positive vibe. I appreciate y'all being here. I really do. And that was, look, I had to take notes. That was 4 topics, y'all. And we got through all 4 of them in a 1 hour time frame. I love it. And who is Pandu? Pandu? I don't know. But so far, we talked about Wendy Williams, the coronavirus, Jesse Smollett, and Dwayne Wade and his son. So it was great dialogue, y'all. I enjoyed it. I had a great time. I'm going to go ahead and bring it to a close because I am cooking. Like I said, I'm getting ready to have me some breakfast/brunch right now. And then I'm going to go in here and finish watching this show, Cherish the Day on the OWN network. You all, I got my review coming for that. It is season 1, episode 1. It is produced by Ava DuVernay, so be sure to stay tuned for that because y'all know I'm going to keep it lit with them reviews. The show is hot so far from what I've been watching, so I'm going to bring that onto the platform. And yeah, just have a relaxed kind of day on today. I'll get around and visit you all that I'm connected with, give y'all the old nasty piece of click and view, okay? And support you all in that regards. If there is nothing else for me, if you all don't have any questions or anything, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bring it to a close. Yes, I am. Yes, she is. I'm gonna bring it to a close. So I'm gonna hang tight for a minute, see if y'all got any questions for me, any feedback, any suggestions, anything you'd like to see me cover. Hey, Scorpion. Oh my goodness, Scorpion. You come in all the time when I'm getting ready to get off. I'm so sorry. But I appreciate you being here, brother. It was fun. Great. I'm glad to hear. I hope everyone enjoyed themselves. I hope everyone got something from the commentary. I hope that it was a relaxed, fun time. I hope I may have opened your eyes to something that's going on and trending that you may not have even known about. If you did know about it, you had an opportunity to jump in the conversation and share and give your feedback. So I'm thankful that you are here in this moment and that you were able to share and dialogue with me. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you, Bambi. Thank you so much for that. It means a lot coming from you, sis. I really appreciate that. Yes, I am having a wonderful weekend so far, Scorpion. How about yourself? Commentary with Latu says, Google that basketball player toenails. Oof. I'm good. That don't sound like nothing I want to see, commentary. Nope. I'll be there to support you, though, if you want to cover it. What? Ooh, that don't sound right. I don't think I want to know about his toenails.
Mm-mm. Well, for those of you who are coming in late, um, it's all good. I am not tripping. I'm happy that you came in when you did. Um, Thank you all so much for being here. Don't forget, if you haven't done so, to blow dry on that like button on your way out. And yeah, definitely be looking forward to that review coming out on that Cherish the Day brand new series on the OWN Network, produced by Ava DuVernay. It is going to be lit. I will be covering that each week. It is in season one. It just premiered this week, so I'm getting ready to throw my video up, giving my commentary and my recap on that. You all be blessed. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And I'll probably see you all again somewhere in somebody's chat in these YouTube streets. All right, until next time, you all be blessed, and I will holler at you later. Bye.